morning/afternoon. It is Mrs. Purdue here. I'm going to be reading to you the Ancient River Valley Civilizations test. Go ahead and make sure your name, date, and hour is on top of your test. We are going to start right away. Text from the Bronze Age reading. So number 1, the question, what two metals make bronze? You're going to use this reading above to answer it. While copper can be used for tools and weapons, it is rather soft. It was eventually discovered that by blending copper with tin, one obtains a much harder metal, bronze. Which two metals make bronze? Copper and gold, A. B. Copper and tin, C. Silver and gold. Number 2. Why are bronze tools and weapons better than copper tools and weapons? Use the reading above. While copper can be used for tools and weapons, it is rather soft. It was eventually discovered that by blending copper with tin, one obtains a much harder metal, bronze. Is it because A, copper is too soft, B, copper is too shiny, or C, copper is too expensive? Number 3. All right, sorry about that. Number 3. Which of the following is a form of writing from ancient Mesopotamia that was in the Fertile Crescent? And this is a picture of that type of writing. They use clay and wedge-shaped tools. So what do we call that writing that had clay and wedge-shaped tools? Was it cuneiform, hieroglyphics, or Cyrillic? Number 4. Which of the following is a form of writing from ancient Egypt? Today, people compare it to the modern day emoji. So it looks just like this. And it was used by the ancient Egyptians. A, cuneiform, B, hieroglyphics, or C, Cyrillic. Number 5. The Sumerians created a form of writing called cuneiform, pictured below. Why was this important? What did they do? What was really notable about this form of writing? A, it was something we couldn't decode. B, if you see this, not an answer, that means do not put B down. It's a wrong answer, so that'd be silly. Don't put it down. C, people still use it today. Or D, it was the first form of writing. Number 6, the Fertile Crescent, this area in the world. What is another name for it? So what do we call that area? Like what are these? What are their names? Is it the Nile River Valley, A, B, the Yellow River Valley, or C, the Tigris and Euphrates River Valley? So these two rivers, the River Valley. Number 7. Use this excerpt from an article from The Guardian. The newest tests paint a picture of a pharaoh whose immune system was likely weakened by congenital disease. His death came from complications of a broken leg, along with a new discovery, severe malaria. The team said it found DNA of the malaria parasite in several of the mummies, some of the oldest even isolated. What is the most current theory of how King Tut died? A, he was murdered. B, he had malaria and a bone disease. Or C, he died of old age. Number 8. The Nile River Valley is surrounded by desert. So here's the Nile, right after here by these pyramids. They'll have this lush area with the river valley. And then they have all this desert land. Okay, what advantage, so what's a positive, did the ancient Egyptians have because of the desert? Think of this image. How can a desert be helpful? What can a desert do to help people? It was easy to farm the desert, A. B, protection, barrier from invaders. It was too difficult to get to them. Or C, desert animals could be domesticated. Okay, so when we were studying about India, we were looking at this triangle, this pyramid. What does this pyramid tell us? Different levels of power and wealth describe which feature of a civilization. Is this a pyramid showing social hierarchy? A. B, religion or belief system. Or C, specialization of labor. What does this show us? What does this show us? Like, what does the bottom mean and what does the top mean? Number 10. Why do people today have little information about the ancient Indus Valley? A, again, is not a choice. B, they did not trade outside their valley. C, most artifacts have been destroyed. D, the written language has not been deciphered, which means we haven't been able to break the code. It hasn't been decoded. Number 11. Which ancient river valley civilization developed in present-day China? So here's some images of this river valley. Is it A, the Nile River Valley, B, the Amazon River Valley, or D, the Yellow River Valley known as the Honghe? Number 12, which of the following was not an ancient river valley civilization? Was not. We did not study it. This map shows you all the ones that we studied. So we studied one in here. We studied one here. We studied one here. We studied the one here. Okay, A, Nile River Valley, B, Amazon River Valley, or C, Indus River Valley. Which one of these was not talked about at all during this unit? Number 13, the Tigris and Euphrates ancient river valley civilization was located in what present-day country? What present-day country? So right here you have these two, boop, 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 right here. And then you have a map showing you present-day names of countries. So you have to line this up and try to say, what was the name of this country? A, Iraq, B, India, or C, Saudi Arabia. And you really want to look right in here, okay? So try to stick in this area right here. Boop, 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 boop. All right, number 14. The 4 ancient river valley civilizations were found between what latitudes? So use this map. Okay, what latitudes were the 4 found at? So remember we have one here, we have one here, okay? We have one here and here. So between what degrees were they found, okay? What degrees were those found? 0 and 20 degrees north, B, 40 and 60 degrees north, or 20 and 40 degrees north. Which of the following would be found in a geographically lucky place? So if you were geographically lucky, what would you have there? Would you have pine cone trees, A, B, large seeded grasses, or C, polar ice? Okay, for the next questions, you're going to use this chart. Please, after each question, go back to the chart to answer the question. You have to use the chart to answer the question. This chart is called Statistics of Selected Countries. You have your country names here. You have the literacy rate, the number of people who can read and write, the population, you have life expectancy, and then you have the language they speak. So if it was Afghanistan, this is all of their facts going across right here. This came from the CIA World Factbook in 2005. Which country in the chart has the lowest life expectancy? So you go to life expectancy and you find the lowest. Is it A, Iraq, B, Jordan, C, Afghanistan, D, Iran? Which country is Persian spoken? So you're going to come over here and you're going to try to figure that out. Is it A, Iraq, B, Iran, C, Turkey, or D, Kazakhstan? Number 18, which country in the chart has the highest literacy rate? So again, you come back up, you look right here. Is it Kazakhstan, B, Jordan, C, Turkmenistan, or D, Israel? 19, which country in the chart has the largest population? So again, you come over here. Turkey, A, B, Iraq, C, Egypt, D, Saudi Arabia. Now we're done using that chart. For the next questions, you're going to use this passage about the Code of Hammurabi to answer the questions. If anyone brings an accusation against a man and the accused goes to the river and leaps into the river, if he sinks in the river, his accuser shall take possession of his house. But if the river proves that the accused is not guilty and he escapes unhurt, then he who had bought the accusation shall be put to death, while he who leaped into the river shall take possession of the house that had belonged to his accuser. Source, the Code of Hammurabi. According to the code, what will happen to a guilty man who jumps into the river? He will swim away, A. B, he will float, C, he will drown, or D, he will receive money. So remember, you go up and you look for a guilty man. If anyone brings an accident and they go into the river, if he sinks, his accuser shall take possession of his house. So if he sinks, what does he have to do to sink? Look here. 21, if a man is accused and not found guilty, the person who made the accusation, what happens to the person who made the accusation? Go right here. What happened to that person? Okay. A, forced to apologize, B, put to death, C, banished from town, or D, required to pay a fine. What was this section of the code concerned with? What was this all about? Punishment for stealing, B, rules of inheritance, C, seriousness of accusations, or D, justice for accident victims? Okay, our next questions. 23. Which of the following would be found in a geographically lucky place? Temperate climate, B, high-tech jobs, C, high latitudes, or D, dense forests? Religious temples called ziggurats could be found in which early river valley civilization? So right here, and right here is a map to help you. A, Nile, B, Tigris and Euphrates, or C, Indus? Number 25. Which early river valley civilization used oracle bones to communicate with their gods and ancestors? So here would be one of the people they would be communicating with, and here's an actual picture of some of the oracle bones that were found. A, the Nile, the Egyptians, B, Tigris and Euphrates, people in the Middle East, or D, Yellow China? Use these images to make a best guess. 26. Which early river valley flows north? So here's a satellite image, and it opens up right into here. Which one of our river valleys flows north? We did a really big map on this one. A, Nile, B, Tigris and Euphrates, C, Indus? Which of the following is an accepted theory on the disappearance of the Indus Valley people? A, zombies attacked, B, world war, C, an earthquake? Number 28. Which of the following terms describes a type of government in which rule is based on religious authority? What type of government is ruled based on religion? Here's a picture. A, democracy, B, monotheism, or C, theocracy? 29. Which of the following terms describes a religious belief in more than one god? And here's an image of the ancient Egyptians and how they believed in more than one god. A, democracy, B, monotheism, or D, polytheism? Number 30. Which of the following definitions describes a dynasty? B, free elections, C, Egypt under the rule, or D, rule with succession in the same family? All right, so this is a satellite image to help you when you're answering the questions on the next page. So if you prefer to scroll back up and look at the satellite image, please do. These questions are all matching, and we've been doing them as our warm-up. So 31, where is the Indus River Valley? So find India. Where is the Indus River Valley? Okay, is it 1 right here in Africa? Is it 3 right here in India? Is it 2 over here in the Middle East? Or is it 4 in China? The Indus River Valley. 32. Where are the Himalayan mountains? Hint, they separated the Indus from the Yellow River Valley. Okay, so wherever you picked your last one, you're going to look for a mountain range, okay? And you have these choices. Is it 11? Is it 13? Is it 12? Or is it 14? Where is the Mediterranean Sea? It is the mouth of a river valley. Hint number 2, the people from Egypt might have crossed it to get to Mesopotamia. Okay, so here's Mesopotamia, and here's Egypt. So where might they have crossed to get over here? Where might they have crossed? Is it number 5, 8, 7, or 9? 34. If I went from the Indus Valley to the Nile Valley, what direction would I be going in? So if I went from this valley to this valley, which way am I going? And I'm going to use my compass rose. Alrighty, north, east, south, or west? Where was Mesopotamia? A, 1, 3, 2, or 4? Double check your answers. And then I'm going to actually make a quick Google form for you to answer as well. So I'm going to place just where you put your numbers and your answers in. Okay? Alrighty, I'm going to go ahead right now and end this.